5-minute eats.
5-minute eats.
5-minute eats.
Hey everyone, welcome back to 5-minute eats. All right, guys, we are here with another Sam's Club item to review for you today, and this is That's Pat's Gyros Sandwich Kit. It's kind of interesting looking. We'll pop the picture up here, but it looks a little campy, honestly, right?
Yeah, Pat's face looks a little funny.
Yeah.
But I love gyros, guys. Here, growing up in Chicago, back in the 80s and 90s, there was a lot of Greek restaurants, right? And what I mean by Greek restaurants, there's a lot of fast food places that were Greek. Not really diners like you see in New York, but just like fast food places, right?
Yeah.
And they all served gyros. So growing up, I loved gyros. It was my thing. Now, I do believe that in Europe, they call it doner.
Oh, really?
So this is the American gyro, aka the European doner.
Yeah.
So good. It's beef. We hope it's beef. Maybe it's mystery meat, because if you guys take a look,
It's actually beef and lamb.
yeah, it's very interesting because it looks like slices of Spam.
Yeah, so
you know?
here's what it looked like coming out of the package. It was 3 little separate things. You've got your pita, you've got your meat, and then you've got your tzatziki sauce. And the meat honestly looked a little hinky, but I mean, I feel like it ended up cooking okay. So this does come with 16 ounces of fully cooked gyro slices, 10 ounces of tzatziki, which is cucumber sauce, and 6 pita bread. So you get enough to make 6 pitas out of it.
I feel
it's
like
$11.98, by the way.
Yeah, I feel like that's a generous portion right
Yeah,
there, right?
it is. I mean, and it's a big box, you know, like, doesn't it look like a fireworks box, by the way?
It does, yeah. So interesting thing is it came frozen, and it tells you before, you know, make sure you thaw this thing.
For 24 hours.
Yeah, so we threw this in our fridge. Unfortunately, the tzatziki was still very frozen, right?
Yeah.
So we had to put it in some like hot water and let it kind of just more make it creamy, right?
Yeah, we put the tub just down into some hot water.
So on mine, I have onions. On yours, you have just what came in the box.
Just what came in the box, exactly.
Now, I wanted to put tomatoes on there. Don't have tomatoes right now, so that's not on there. Because, you know, you got to jazz it up, right? So what is it? Because lately, we've been getting comments, especially with the Bibigo, was it wonton or something like that?
Yeah, the Bibigo beef mandu or something.
A lot of people in South Korea are watching it, and they're like, oh my God, look at these Americans eating this all wrong, right? But here's the deal, guys. We try to stick to what the manufacturer recommends
Exactly.
almost all the time, right?
Yeah, because that's how they're intending it to be eaten. So this does say on the box, right in the preparation instructions, it says prepare garnishes, diced tomato and onion not included. So they do tell you that you can put those on there. So we're not deviating by putting the onions on there.
And gyros, man, like the meat looks a little funky, not as pretty as in the picture, right?
No, this looks nothing like in the picture, honestly.
Now, I will say this because I've tried the competition Kronos, and they have a kit that you can do the same thing, but I felt like that was not as good because when I took it out of the box, the Kronos one, it was like kind of disgusting looking.
Yeah, exactly.
And we cooked it and it wasn't great. Unfortunately, we never did a review on it because, you know, it was just one of those days where I'm like, man, I want a gyro and F filming, right?
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
need it. And it turned into a disaster. I threw it out. It was very gross.
Yeah.
Interesting thing is, if you guys don't know, a lot of these places that have gyros, most of their meat that they use is like made by Kronos or another company I believe it's called Greco's and Son or something like that. And so a lot of your gyro meat comes out of Chicago.
Yeah.
Now here's
This, by the way, is from Algonquin.
so Algonquin, Illinois, which is not far from us, very close by. The reason I bring all this up, right? Here's one thing that I feel all these places are doing wrong when they make the gyro, because you know they have the spit where these gyro things, they're just basically like made and everything, right?
Yeah.
So on those spits, they're just like reheating it, I think, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And they just throw it on there, it turns, and then the guys will slice it off. But they do one crucial thing that I think is a mistake. After you cut it off, you got to throw it on the flat top grill and cook it a little.
To crisp it up a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
Because otherwise it's soggy.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's the way I always had it. And I noticed in the last, I think 15 years, a lot of gyro places don't do that. And I think it really does a disservice to the taste.
Yeah, exactly.
So that being said, we're going to go for it. And we're going to give it a shot.
I hope that it's good. I don't particularly love gyros that much. I'll get down with the meat a little bit sometimes, but I don't really eat it in a sandwich form like this.
First impression, I like the tzatziki. It's really good. All right, guys, I'm ready. How about you?
I'm ready.
So for me, our rating system, thumbs up, I would buy it again. Thumbs down, I would not. So for me, surprisingly, because I was thinking I was not going to like this, it is a thumbs up. So for me, the pita bread, really surprising because I thought it might be very like, what's the word? Very soggy. No, it tastes good. I would never know that it was not like, fresh, right?
Yeah.
So next thing, the meat. I was really like skeptical about this meat, right? It does recommend you can do it in the microwave, right?
Yeah.
Don't do it in the microwave. We did it on the stovetop. It's good. One thing I would recommend is putting a lot of meat on there.
Yeah.
Because I think we put, what, like 4 slices?
We put 4 slices, and they recommended 4 to 5 gyro slices per sandwich.
So for a hungry man, I would put maybe 6 of them, maybe 8. We'll see. But the other thing, the tzatziki. Because the Kronos one that I had, the tzatziki wasn't that great, right? But this one is very good. I really like it. It's perfect. I'm very impressed.
I'm really shocked because you are the Gyro Man in the house. So I figured, okay, it's going to come down fully to him whether we buy this again or not. Because like I said, I don't really love gyros, like the sandwich, very much. But here's the thing, guys. For me, it's going to be a thumbs up, surprisingly. And here's what I'll say. I'm
really shocked about that because I did not expect you to like this.
Yeah, I know. Well, I am going to disagree with you on something. I don't love the tzatziki sauce. Now, here's the thing, though. I don't love it, period. Like, I would prefer not to ever have to taste it because I don't like it. It just doesn't sit well with me. But this one, I will say, even though I don't love it and I won't put it on any more of my sandwiches, I do feel like it tastes better than other tzatziki sauces that I've had, so I'll give them that. If you like it, then you'll probably like this one. So I think that's not bad.
The fact that you gave it a thumbs up, I think that's really a good sign here because you're not a gyro person.
Exactly.
I was thinking I was going to have to force you to eat this. And so I'm really like surprised that you like it. So that's really says something about That's Pat. Yeah, that's Pat.
Exactly. I agree with you.
Now, do you think that Pat looks like a serial killer?
I mean, a little bit.
I imagine he was like back in the day driving like this white van and, like delivering to Greek restaurants and stuff like that. And, he looks like he's up to something, right?
He does. I mean, it's not the best kind of a caricature that they could have done. Or at least I hope not. Maybe the real Pat looks like that.
Maybe he's in prison right now.
Maybe.
But anyway, we have an interesting story about the Greek gyro,
I didn't even
right?
get to finish what I was saying.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Somebody is so excited. I agree with you about the pita. I think it's very pillowy, and I like that. And I was hesitant on the meat, but I do feel like it's very well seasoned, and it's not nearly as scary to eat as it looked in the package.
Because the pita is very surprising, right?
Yes.
I was actually shocked that it's good, because I was thinking the pita bread would be a little,
Now, what were you going to say?
So guys, interesting story because, we are gyro people, or I am. So
You are.
back in the day, you and I used to watch on PBS a show called Check Please. Really funny show because what they would do is have regular Joes, 3 regular Joes on there, and they would each pick a restaurant. And so then during the week, the people had to go to that restaurant and eat it, right? And then come on the show and share their experience. Did they like it or not, right?
Yeah.
So one time we were watching it, and they had this girl on there, this woman, I should say. She's a mother. You could tell her whole life revolves around her kids, right?
Yeah.
So where she eats, what she wears, it's all like mom stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you have the other 2 people on the show that are the foodies, and then you have the host who's also a foodie, right? And so she picked a gyro place.
A diner. Not even like a fancy gyro place, but a diner.
It was a fast food place.
Yeah.
And they had gyro, and she loved their gyro, right? And she would go on there, and the other 2 people who are foodies, they were like, yeah, it's not that great. And the host was like, yeah, we actually asked the guy, and he's like, yeah, it's frozen, Kronos meat and stuff like that. So it's not like anything different from any other gyro place. Because, there's some gyro places that have the real meat, the fresh meat that they put on there, and they make the thing on the spit themselves, right? So they asked her, what makes this place special compared to all the other gyro places, right?
They put her on the spot because they basically made her feel like her pick was kind of lowbrow.
Yes.
So she had to defend herself. And what did she do?
She said what makes this gyro different from all the rest was the way the machine spins.
I think it's how it spins.
Yeah. They just had the right speed on it or something like that. It was pretty funny because we love gyros. I wanted her to do well, because I love gyros, but unfortunately, she just was a mom, man.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty funny because that was her answer. The way it spins.
Yeah.
The way it spins. So I felt like I was in Spinal Tap when they were like, what do you do to like intensify? And they were like, yeah, we changed it to level 11.
Yeah.
You know? And the guy was like, why not go to, I think, was it level 10 or something? And the guy's like, why not 12 or 14, right? Like, and it was one of those kind of answers. Pretty funny. So anyway, guys, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Yeah.
If you have it near you, because we got this at Walmart.
Oh, did we? I thought it was from Sam's Club.
No, this was Walmart.
Oh, wow, Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart in Elgin, Illinois.
Oh.
Not far from That's Pat.
Algonquin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there you go. If you like the video, guys, definitely give us a like.
That's right. I don't know what I was doing there. I was really excited. I was going to say, though, that sharing is caring, so make sure to share this video with all of your family and friends and hit that subscribe button, too, while you're at it. Bye.